All right. Shalom, shalom. It's another GMS lesson coming back at you. Before we do get into this lesson, we want to start off by giving our honor, glory, and praises to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakha HaKodash. Next up, double honors to our apostles and elders of Great Millstone, taught us the 100% truth of the Bible, and who rule well. Peace, love, salutations to all the brothers across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth in all diligence and sincerity. It's another GMS collaboration. Me and the brother, it's the brother Shawai with the brother Gadal out of the GMS North Carolina camp out here in Raleigh. And we were able to put together a Lord willing edifying lesson, right? The title is going to be Recompense is Coming, right? So recompense is coming. Payback is coming, right? And what does that mean for us so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, or the true biblical Hebrew Israelites? That payback is coming. Just as these heathens and these other nations have done unto us, right? The Lord is going to put us back in our rightful position, right? Having these heathens in their rightful place, right? Up under subjection, up under us, man. Right? So, bro, whenever you're ready, you got it.
God, this is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 1 and verse 6. It says, seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you.
Yep. So see, it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. Now, that doesn't mean that we're going to go out and gird up arms and click together with other groups and get up big numbers and get our guns and knives and try to overthrow this devil, Esau, Edom, right, and the rest of these heathens, right, of our own power, of our own will. No, that's not what that means. But everything that we're about to read, everything that we're about to get into through the Spirit, everything that's according to the Scriptures is justified. It's rightfully so, man, right? We're not coming with our own vanity opinion. We're not coming with our own feelings. This is a righteous thing unto the Most High that these things are about to happen unto the heathen, man. Right? For what the Lord's going to do for us, man. All right? Real quick, I want to get a definition of the word recompense. Recompense. Right? Recompense, to give something to by way of compensation as for a service rendered or damage incurred, right? So the heathens are going to have to pay back for the damage that was incurred against you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, right? Every heathen nation, right? Of course, when we go into these nations, we always going to talk about E, right? Because he at the top, right, of his wickedness and his atrocities towards his brother Jacob. But the rest of these heathens going to get it too. They've had a hand throughout time in the downfall of Israel as well, man, right? And it says to pay for, right? To render in kind. So the same way these heathens have dealt with us treacherously, we're going to deal with them treacherously. Of course, now we ain't going to go wild and crazy like E, right? With the buck breaking and all the abominable things that they was going into. But everything in righteousness, everything is going to be rendered unto them double, man. So they're going to have to pay it, man. Right? And in full. But that's it on that. So, bro, you can jump back, Baba Kasha.
Okay. You want 2 Thessalonians, or you want to go to the
well, no, you can jump to Revelation.
Yep. This is the book of Revelation, chapter 13, verse 9. It says, if any man have an ear, let him hear.
Mm-hmm.
He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity.
Right. Right, real quick, right. So how did you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans get into the land of America, man? Right? By cargo slave ships, right? That wasn't just the so-called Negro Haitians and West Indians, right? You so-called natives, you so-called Hispanics, yeah, you were here in the land, but the transatlantic slave trade had just as much to do with you as it did your brethren of the Southern Kingdom, man. Right? You were thrown on them cargo slave ships, taken to and fro, back and forth. The first slave ships came out of where? Portugal, right? And some of them other nations over there, right? That dealt with you so-called Hispanic and Native American tribes, man. Right? So he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. And it's many more captivities that these heathens had dealt with, right? Especially Esau, Edom, but chiefly more that working Jake, because you got to stick with something that Jake is close to, right? And this current captivity, right? Esau, Edom, and these other heathens have you over here in America, right? Under servitude, man. So this devil is going to go into captivity as well. It's only right. You got it.
It says, he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here is the patience and the faith of the saints.
That's right. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. This devil, right? He was blessed with the sword. This is his blessing, right? And he has been killing with that sword against his brother Jacob ever since he made that covenant with himself, right? Genesis 27 and 41. The days of mourning my father are at hand, and I shall utterly slay my brother Jacob, roughly paraphrasing, right? And it's all the way into this day, man, right? Hands up, don't shoot, right? I can't breathe, and so on and so forth. All the sayings that our people say today. Why? Because of the way this devil is dealing with us, right, in blood, man. Right? So he that killeth with the sword shall be killed with the sword. And here is the patience and faith of the saints. And who are the saints? Read Psalms 148, verse 14. It's the Israelites, you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. You are the saints, and this is our patience, our suffering, and the faith that the Lord is gonna right this wrong that these heathens have done against us, man. Right, and put the sword to these heathens just as they put it to us, man. You got it, bro?
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 10. It says, for thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever.
It's simple and put. For thy violence against thy brother Jacob, shame shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. Talking to who? Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, right? Think of all the atrocities that this devil has done just in this captivity alone, right? Feeding babies to alligators, right? Skinning Jake alive, hanging Jake by the neck on a tree, right? Sounds familiar, right? And then putting a flame under his foot and roasting marshmallows with his kids while Jake burned alive. Think of all the atrocities that this devil has done, the violence towards his brother Jacob, man. And for that, shame shall cover thee. And you can see the shame on this devil. He want to take slavery out the history books, right? The critical race theory, right? So shame is covering this devil all throughout because the truth is coming out about who he really is, man. And for these atrocities against his brother Jacob, he shall be cut off as a nation from off the face of the earth, which we're going to, Lord willing, get later on in this chapter. You got it, bro? Oh, well, yeah, later on in this same Obadiah chapter, the first. You got it.
Okay. You want verse 11?
No. We're going to come back to it.
Okay. Yep. This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 14, and verse 1. It says, for the Lord will have mercy on Jacob, and will yet choose Israel, and set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them, and they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
That's right. For the Lord will have mercy on Jacob. Mercy is coming for Jacob. Jacob being the progenitor of, whose name was changed to Israel, being the progenitor of the 12 tribes, man. The patriarch of the 12 tribes, right? So Jacob, right, the seed of Jacob, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the chosen seed line, is their mercy, man. And he chose Israel to be a people unto himself, right? And set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them. The strangers being the Israelite foreigners, man. Right? So we're going to be one, we're going to be whole, right? You got it in the kingdom.
verse 2 it says, and the people shall take them and bring them to their place, and the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord for servants and handmaids. And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were, and they shall rule over their oppressors.
That's right. So we're going to take these heathens, right? And they're going to be up under subjection. They're going to be servants and handmaids, man. That sounds like servitude. That sounds like slavery. This is prophecy, right? Because this has not happened yet, right? Bring us back to our land, and we're going to have the heathens as our servants and handmaids, and we shall possess our possessions and take them captives, whose captives we were. And we were captives under every nation on the face. All these heathens had a part of Israel servant under them, man. Some way, shape, form, or fashion. They played a part in it, and they got to pay for that, right? And it's going to come back as them being servants under us, man, in the kingdom of heaven, right? Those who oppressed us is going to get that, have to drink of that same cup. Yep. You got it, bro. This should be it right here.
This is the book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 15. It says, for the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. As thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
No, that's right. For the day of the Lord, this is letting you know that the day of the Lord, right, as it pertains to the heathens, ain't peaches and creams, hugs and kisses, right? The day of the Lord is near upon all heathen. So yeah, we going to Esau, Edom, but the rest of you heathens gonna get it too, man, right? As thou hast done, it shall return unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head. So just take a look at these heathens and how they've dealt with the so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, right? And paint a picture in your head as to think, is it going to be all happy, hugs and kisses in the kingdom? Right? It's simple and plain. If they're going to get the same thing they done to us, then, everything should be good then, right? No. You know exactly how it's going to be in the kingdom. The same way you dealt with us, the same way we're going to deal with you, man. You got it.
For as ye have drunk upon my holy mountain, so shall all the heathen drink continually. Yeah, they shall drink, and they shall swallow down, and they shall be as though they had not been.
That's right. That cup, they're going to drink of that cup of slavery, man. Right? Just as they destroyed us, right? That's going to return upon their head, man. That cup of servitude, that cup of slavery, right, is going to fall upon their head, man. And they're going to have to drink it and swallow down, just as we did. You got it.
Verse 17, it says, but upon Mount Zion shall be deliverance, and there shall be holiness, and the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions.
That's right. Mount Zion, Israel, is going to be deliverance and holiness. We're going to be separated from these nations, right? We're going to be perfect. The laws are going to be written in our inward parts. We're going to be immortal, right, in the kingdom of heaven, right? And the house of Jacob shall possess their possessions. The world was made for our sakes. And who's in the world? These heathens. These heathens are just as much as our possessions as a damn apple on a tree, man. Right? Because the whole world was made for our sakes, right? And they're a part of the world. These other nations, these heathens, we're going to possess, man. Right? And you do what you want with your possessions, right? You own it. It's yours. You got it.
Yep. Verse 18, it says, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai had spoken it.
That's right. So the house of Jacob, the house of Joseph, both kingdoms, we're going to be one, right? We're never going to be split again, right? And we're going to be together whole, right? As a flame, and Esau for stubble, right? Because they're going to serve that 1,000-year of servitude and hardcore slavery, right? And then what? They're going to be cast into a bonfire and burned to a crisp, man, right? And after that, right? there'll be no more from the house of Esau, right? These other nations, see, they're gonna get to go back to whatever lands we give them, right? And they're gonna be in their lands, and they're gonna live right under righteous rulers, right? But Esau, you ain't gonna never see no pale face Edomite again after they serve their hardcore slavery, man, right? And that is the patience and the faith of the saints that the Lord is going to make come true to everything that we just read and went into, man. And we truly believe that. That's our hope. That's our expectation. We expect these things to happen because we have full faith in the Lord that he's going to make true on the things that are written, man. Right? So, Lord, man, that was edifying. You know, me and the brother going to close it out, giving peace and love to the elect. Shalom.
Shalom.